Hi guys, and welcome to another Fool of the Week. This week's Fool is Peter Hitchens, the pseudo-intellectual. So what ridiculous thing did he say this week? Well, he believes that if people want to punish the Tory party, they need to vote for the Tory party. So he claimed in this clip where he was interviewed by the concrete farmer that the Conservatives need to be made to clean up their own mess. Yeah. Like they cleaned up the mess of austerity, Brexit, contaminated water, crumbling schools, and the NHS on its knees. What is this guy on? Whatever it is, it's either too much or not enough.
Well, I think the Conservative Party's election campaign so far shows all the signs of being run by the Labour Party. but that is so often the case.
Yeah.
Almost all major organisations end up being controlled by their principal rivals. But we need to ignore that.
Yeah,
There's a fantastically good article in the Daily Telegraph this morning by Anne-Elisabeth Moutet, a French journalist of some distinction, describing how she in 1981, along with a lot of French Conservatives, made the terrible mistake of thinking it would be a good idea to punish French Conservatives for being so useless by electing François Mitterrand as president.
Right.
And they then got the most appalling catalogue of horrible, irreversible change in which nearly ruined it. This is the problem people have now. That an awful lot of people on the right. Oh well, the Tories are so terrible. Let's punish them. Frankly, it's like smacking your car on the backside for not starting. The Tories don't care if they lose office. In fact, I would suspect that about 80% of them are longing to get out of Parliament and go away and spend more time with their money. The way to, if you want to punish the Tories, keep them in office and make them clear up the mess they've left. Well, the idea that you will, if people vote Starmer to punish the Tories, they will punish themselves by many, many years ahead of government, which they will come to regret, as Anne-Elisabeth Moutet describes so eloquently in the Telegraph.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right.
Why is this guy considered some sort of intellectual? So he's telling people you need to vote for the Conservative Party in order to punish them by forcing them to fix the problems that they have created. Well, they were voted back into power in 2015 after they began the implementation of austerity. Did that change anything? No, they doubled down on that. In 2017, they were voted in again. In 2019, they were voted in again. Like, how did voting the Conservatives make them clean up the mess? They've actually made things much worse over the last 14 years. Like, things did not improve by them being punished, quote unquote. What is this guy on? What is he trying to sell here? I don't know if he's just saying these things to be controversial, but how do you punish the Conservative Party by voting them back into power? That's telling them you're actually doing a good job. Let's do more of what you're doing. How is that going to punish them? You punish them by kicking them out. It's the opposite of reality. This is what Peter Hitchens is trying to sell. Yeah, let's vote for the Conservatives in order to force them to clean up their act, to undo the damage they have done. Okay, how do you force them to do these things when they're in power? Tell me, please tell us. It would be wonderful to know, because the Labour Party have been trying to operate as the opposition over the last number of years. Have they been able to force the Tories to clean up their act? No, they haven't. People have been protesting in the streets. Has that changed the Conservative Party? No, it hasn't. So how is voting them back in going to fix things? Now, he says that, well, you know, people are going to be upset if they vote for the alternative, which is the Labour Party. Well, what is the alternative? Because in a two-party system, you have the Conservatives or you have the Labour Party. Like, voting for the Labour Party is going to punish the Conservatives by kicking them out. Now, whether you like the alternative is another thing. But the only way to punish the Conservatives at the moment is voting them out of power, making sure they end up with as few seats as possible. That's how you punish them. Keeping them in will not punish them. It will tell them, it will send a message, you're doing a great job, continue. And that's what Rishi Sunak would do if Rishi Sunak won a majority once again, or won a majority for the Conservatives. He would say, see, we are doing everything right. The plan is working. Let's double down on the plan. More privatization, more money to our cronies, more raw sewage into rivers and lakes, more crumbling of the NHS and public services. This is what this is the message he would receive. How is that a punishment? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you next time for our next Fool of the Week.